Hello everyone, this is Group 10 and I'm going to go through the walkthrough of our project for the assignment 2. As you can see, we are going to read each CSV file here, and then while reading the CSV file, you're just going to read only few rows, that is only few columns, that is just the required arms and facial arm data. So we are going to create a matrix out of that, and then once we get each matrix, we are going to append it to the input X label here, and then input Y will contain the class labels, that is the word about and the father. So once we get the matrix, we are going to normalize each row of the matrix, and then use a linear SVM model to basically train our given input data, and then we're going to use that model, we're going to fit the data into the model, and using the coefficient and intercepts, we get the weights of each features of the model. So now we are going to go through the Android code. Here we have created two buttons for the user. The first button is the choose files, where the user can browse data file. Once the user clicks on this button, we use a third-party application to allow the user to select a file from the SD card. We get the selected file name using the URI. After the user selects the file, we display the file name to the user just below the button. When the user clicks, then we have a different button called predict button. When the user clicks on this button, it basically classifies the given data to the application. Once the user clicks on that button, we then call a function called pass CSV. This function basically reads the given data for the required columns, just for the facial and the arms data, and then we add each row based on the time frame, and then we normalize each of the features. Once we have the features, we multiply them with the obtained weights from the model, and then we add them to the sum. The sum is used to basically predict if the word is about or father. If the sum is greater than 0, then we can say that the word is about, and if it's other than 0, then we can say it's a father. Then we display the word to the user just below the classify button, and then the time taken for the classification. Now let's go to the walkthrough of our assignment in the application. As you can see, we have our application here called sign detector. Once we click that, it basically asks you permissions to read your SD card. Once we give the permissions, then as said, you have two buttons here. Once you click the browse files, it opens up the SD card folders, and then we have added two data in files just for the testing purposes. The first one is a about file, and the second one is a father file. Now first let's choose the about file. See, as we selected the about file, you can see that it is been displayed here, and since you can also see that it's an about file, let's classify this file. I click the button here, and then the application classifies the data and using the model, and then it predicts that the word is about, and the execution time taken is this much. Now when I click back the browse files, you will see that this sign is disappeared, and the time taken is also disappeared. Now I select the father file. You can see that the new file has been updated here, and now I classified the file. You can see that the model has classified it as father, the application has classified it as father, and the time taken is this much. Thank you.